What's up, y'all? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. And today we're going to be talking about chest rigs. And welcome to another installment of my latest series, Gear for Dummies. Now again, please don't be put off by the title. I know it sounds kind of maybe slightly insulting, and that's not how I mean it. I just remember seeing all those books, like remember when we were all in high school, at least from my generation, you'd go down to the gas station, the bookstore, Dollar General, whatever, and you'd see like politics for dummies, electricians for dummies, plumbing for dummies, that kind of thing. I always liked those books. They did a really good job of simplifying a lot of really interesting and sometimes very complicated topics, which is exactly what I'm wanting to do with this series. Now, earlier today I shot a video about plate carriers. That's probably coming out before this, but if not, give it a like and check it out. So, chest rigs. The basic idea of the chest rig has actually been around for a very, very long time. I mean, we were talking going back to, I don't know about American Revolution, but definitely since the Civil War. Because way back in the day, soldiers kept thinking to themselves, you know what, I'm keeping all my powder and my paper cartridges, or later my actual cartridges, in this little cartridge box hanging on my side. That sucks getting to that. I can't reload very fast. There's got to be a better way. So they started mounting platforms to their chest. Later on, during World War I and later World War II, and especially going into, say, Korea and Vietnam. Vietnam is where these really took off. This really became a game changer for a lot of soldiers. Because what this setup allows you to do, it basically did for the generation before plate carriers exactly what plate carriers do for us today. It gave them a way to mount gear secure to their body within easy reach, where it's out of the way, where they can still rock and roll, they can manipulate a weapon, they can get down on one knee, they can drop on their belly, go prone, they can go through brush, go through hallways, interact very closely with one another, but still have all their gear right here within reach. You got your ammo here, and I got my tourniquet over here. You can't really see it, I got a radio right here. And all of this is right here on my chest, within reach. All I've got to do is flip open a pouch, grab my magazine, I'm good to go, reload, rock and roll. And really that's all a chest rig is designed to do. Keep everything within reach, in an area of your body that is easily accessible. You don't really have to mess around a lot to be able to reach one of these. And it's also easy and comfortable to carry. Now this is a Condor chest rig. This did not come configured like this. I actually bought this as basically a blank platform. It was just bare bones Molly. It came in multicam, had the basic platform of what I wanted, but with no extra pouches attached. Now, a lot of companies make chest rigs that are already pre-configured, and a lot of them follow really the same pattern. You've got 3 or 4 mag pouches in the front, usually a big GP or general purpose pouch, either permanently mounted, sewn in, or available to be mounted to the front of those magazine carriers. Sometimes there's 2, sometimes there's 3, sometimes they really go overboard. It's like a double-decker set of mag pouches with pistol pouches off to the side or mounted to the front, more GP pouches, tourniquet holders, radio pouches, whatever. I like buying things that are just blank Molly platforms because that gives you so much versatility. I've got this mapped out pretty much the way I like it. I've not seen very many chest rigs on the market that have this exact configuration. Now, that being said, a lot of companies make really good chest rigs. I mean, Haley Strategic is awesome at it. T-Rex Arms, if they ever get them back in stock, their Ready rig is really nice. I'm trying to think of some others. Eagle Industries is really good. A lot of companies out there making them that I can't think of off the top of my head. And one thing a lot of guys like about these is you can actually wear these over a plate carrier if you have a bare bones basic slick plate carrier. All you've got is the plates. And that can be a good and a bad thing, because nowadays they have the fast clips, much smaller versions of these, where you can clip it straight to the plate carrier, wrap it around, strap it on, put it under the back flap, or weave it into the Molly, some way to permanently attach it to your plate carrier. But a lot of guys like to just throw the chest rig on over the carrier. Now, since we have plate carriers, things that can stop bullets, quite literally, why would you want to rock a chest rig instead of a plate carrier? Well, it's actually a really interesting question, because it is 100% dependent on where are you, where would you be operating if you ever had to actually use it, what are your operational needs, what are your physical needs. Maybe you're just not physically able to wear a plate carrier, because those things get heavy after a while. I mentioned it in my video, especially if you're rocking steel with a bunch of ammo, a bunch of gear. Yeah, it doesn't weigh much if you're just picking it up and using it for curls, but if you've worn that sucker for 8 or 9 hours a day, it gets really heavy really quick and it wears you out really fast. It's one reason why chest rigs are awesome, because these things are extremely light. These can carry, as I said, pretty much everything a plate carrier can without that extra weight of the plates. Steel plates, for instance, weigh about 8 to 9 pounds each, depending on what level of armor you're getting. So, 2 plates front and back, 16, 20 pounds maybe. It's a lot of weight. If you've got side plates on either side, that's even more weight. That's a couple pounds each. So you could be 25, 30 pounds of steel before you even add anything to it. Enter the chest rig. Now, back during the Vietnam days, there were pre-made versions of this. I can't remember, I think it was not Alice, but somebody correct me down in the comments. It might have been Eagle. I forget the company that made them, but they were really, really nice. And these things had areas where you could mount gear, weapons, flashlights, knives, whatever, down the shoulder straps. It actually integrated with a hip belt that went around your stomach area, and you could basically attach anything you wanted. It was an early precursor of Molly called the Alice system. And you could mount magazines. I think they had double or quadruple magazine pouches back then. You see guys in these old newsreels or movies about the Vietnam era where they've just got these things lining their back. Usually they got a couple canteens in the back, general purpose pouches for carrying medical or other gear. But anyway, that is where this platform really took off, because a soldier could carry a lot of ammunition and a lot of kit on his person without having to dig into his pack. In fact, most guys just left their pack in the fob or back at the camp, didn't even take it out in the field with them unless they were going on a multi-day ruck. But you still had all of your necessary gear right here within reach. And you didn't have to mess around with a belt, you didn't have to mount anything to your regular wear belt, but this is before battle belts became a thing. So they were just really awesome. And another thing you've noticed between then and now, back then they were really big. This was your load-bearing equipment. This was the soldier's individual gear for anything he would want to do. These days I've noticed chest rigs are getting a lot smaller. Like this is what we can consider a large chest rig by today's standards. I know the Haley Strategic is about this big. That's because they are designed to be mounted either to a plate carrier or used with a harness system and then have a coat or a hoodie or a sweater or something thrown over it. They're meant for low visibility. And that is one great thing about chest rigs. Chest rigs are so light and so compact, depending on which one you buy, you can actually, again, throw a jacket over this thing, and I can just walk around. Yeah, no one's the wiser. Maybe I'm private security, maybe I'm military, maybe I'm just a concerned citizen who's really, really worried that this peaceful protest is moments away from erupting into my city burning down, as has only happened a few dozen times already. But whatever your situation might be, chest rigs can definitely be a viable option. Now, another reason for rocking a chest rig rather than a plate carrier, let's say you live in an area where you really don't think a plate carrier is necessary. Like you're way out in the boonies, you're out in God's country, you're in the forest, out in the mountains. If you're like some of my buddies that live out in Arizona and New Mexico, where they're way, way out in the desert, closest engagement they're likely to be into if they ever actually had to pull triggers on a bad guy, maybe a couple 100 yards. Not a lot of point wearing body armor at that range. Now that's where they usually wear one of these. These are so light. This thing, let's see, I got 4 rifle mags, about a pound each, 2 pistol mags, maybe 12 ounces. These are 1911 mags. Radio, tourniquet weighs nothing. This whole rig maybe weighs 10 pounds, if that. And also I've got, my back is completely bare, so I can throw a backpack, I can throw a jacket on here, and sometimes they even make rigs where you can mount hydration bladders to this. You can mount little packs directly to the chest rig, although I wouldn't really advise that, kind of defeats the purpose. But these are so light. I can run, I can sprint, I've worn this in airsoft, I've worn this in training, and you have a lot of speed, a lot of mobility when you're rocking one of these as opposed to a plate carrier. Also, it's much less fatigue. In the military, even the Special Forces guys, if they're going on say a 3-day ruck or a 3-day patrol, and they don't really expect to have a lot of close contact where you get the benefit of armor, chest rigs are usually the way to go. Or even a tactical vest, where it's just a vest with the Molly platform over it. It's kind of the same thing as a plate carrier without the plates, but we'll get into that in a different video. And so these definitely have a lot of merit even on the modern battlefield, where CQB and body armor is king, basically. It's the rule of the day. Now, again, they do have some drawbacks. Whereas a plate carrier has steel, ceramic, polyethylene, whatever kind of plates inside it that will stop a bullet and save your life quite literally, chest rigs don't have that. These offer 0 ballistic protection. Maybe if you're lucky you get one with a little more real estate like this one. They can shove some soft armor or some Kevlar pads or something in here. But again, that only protects this area of my body. It's not protecting the vitals. Obviously, headshot, you're going to get that no matter what. But these offer no ballistic protection. So if you think you're going to be close enough where body armor is really a problem, like say 100 yards and in especially, maybe look into a plate carrier instead of a chest rig. And also, again, this is considered a large chest rig by today's standards. I have 4 rifle mags, 2 pistol mags, again, radio tourniquet. This is a lot of ammunition, a lot of kit to put on a chest rig. Today, most of them are micro chest rigs, or they're just smaller platforms. They're meant for low visibility. This is a little high visibility just because of the way it sticks out on me. But I'm not looking for low visibility. This is a woods rig. This is a recce or recon rig. This is something I would wear, say, when I went hunting. If I want to take these pouches off and reconfigure, put pouch for my binoculars, maybe keep the pistol mags, 1 or 2 rifle mags, knife, pouches for my calls, whatever. I've actually got a tactical vest right back here in the closet that I've set up just that way. But again, get on that later. So these are not only very light and very easy to use, but they're also very versatile. If you get one like this that came as a blank molly setup, you can put whatever you want on here. A lot of them, even if they have the plate carrier, or not the plate carriers, but the mag pouches in the back already sewn in or configured into the rig itself, those big general purpose pouches that generally come on these, you can use those for anything. They're literally general purpose. It's just a big pouch you can open up, shove snacks, medical, handcuffs, gloves, the kitchen sink, whatever. You're throwing it in there just to have it in the pouch in case you need it later. And you'll notice I don't have any medical on this chest rig. I said it in my plate carrier video, gear should be able to do 3 things: make holes, stop holes, and plug holes. Now, chest rigs only do 2 out of the 3. Stopping holes is a body armor thing. Again, that's where the plates come in. Making holes, obviously ammo. Plugging holes, that's where your medical comes in. Now, I did not put any medical on this chest rig aside from my tourniquet because I have designed this to work in conjunction with my battle belt. And my battle belt has a medical kit on it. Now, again, if you have a chest rig like this, you can mount a medical pouch to it. A lot of the pre-configured ones actually come with a pouch already on them. Or if you buy some plate carriers, I keep saying plate carriers. If you buy some chest rigs like this Condor, this is one of the first ones I ever bought. In fact, this might be the first piece of tactical gear I ever bought. This is a really good example of kind of an over-the-top, maybe a direct action kind of chest rig, but it really gets the job done. This actually has 6 pouches integrated into the carrier itself that have bungee retention. You can have 6 rifle mags on here. Both this one and the one I'm wearing have an administration pouch on the back. You rip that open. You can put documents. You can put, if you're an airsofter, put your dead rag in here. Put documents, notepads, snacks, whatever you want. Stick it in there. It's out of the elements, but it's still tight to your chest, where I can just open this up, take out what I need, put it back, whatever you need. And also, this has a lot of molly real estate on the front. This is basically what this was minus the mag pouches. You can mount whatever you want to this molly webbing, and I'm going to do a video later on about how to weave molly. But this platform is awesome, because with this one, and this comes in multicam by the way, you can actually have magazines. I think 511 makes one very similar to this. Blackhawk makes some really good ones. Condor's okay. They're kind of on kind of bargain basement. Yes, they're made in China, but get what you can afford. Something's better than nothing. And you can configure these really however you want if you get the right setup, or you can get one of the pre-configured ones. As I said, personally, I like being able to set it up myself, because that way it's set up for me, not the way somebody else likes it, although maybe the pre-configured ones work perfect for you. You rock on. You do you, buddy. So, another reason to rock a chest rig, besides having ammunition or anything like that, I mentioned hunting earlier. These have really come really far in the hunting world, because people are starting to realize that having stuff on my chest is a lot better than having to wear a turkey vest or one of those weird battle belt style things that they make for hunters now. I'm seeing a lot of hunting shows, and even some guys I've met in the field have those little pouches mounted to their chest for their binoculars. Started with Alaskan guides, now everybody's doing it. Well, now people are looking at that thinking, well, what else can I put in there? Now they've got the big pouch for the binoculars, and with little pouches off to the side for water, pins, jerky, calls, whatever. And now I've seen guys that are actually buying these cheap chest rigs and building them out for hunting setups. Or let's say you're an EMT. You can have medical, gloves, scissors, syringes, bandages. What you can rock this thing out, ready to jump out of an ambulance or out of a car, whatever. Grab and go, and you're rocking and rolling. You're helping people. You're plugging holes, and you're lashing wounds. Whatever you need to do. Or you can have this in a workplace. You can configure these where you can have pouches for your pliers, batteries, drill, screwdriver, whatever. These are so versatile. It's one reason why guys love them. And the great thing about these is, also, besides being versatile, besides being light, besides being fast, they're relatively cheap. Compared to a plate carrier where you're going to spend at least $200 on a decent plate carrier, that's really bottom of the line. I wouldn't go much far below $200 if you're buying something on which your life is going to depend and which you are going to trust your life to, but I digress. I got this for $40 probably 3 years ago. Now, yes, they've gone up in price. Now, the pre-configured ones, depending on who you buy them from, they can be as expensive or more expensive than a plate carrier, but those are generally set up for military needs, military operators, and they can carry a shitload of stuff. I mean, I'm talking pounds and pounds and pounds of ammo, gear, medical, whatever. Now, if you buy something like this, they're still relatively cheap, probably under $100, $50-$60 range. If you get some of the pre-configured ones, I think the T-Rex Arms Ready Rig is about $130, and it's got really great features. I think it's 3 mag pouches integrated with a cummerbund that it's plate carrier style that comes around the sides. It's got elastics where you can put more mags, radio, whatever in it. That's a good option. Haley Strategic makes some cheaper ones. Eagle Industries makes some great ones. I could go on and on. There's a lot of companies out there. If you just do your research, find what you want, get it, rock it, and train with it. This is the most important part. Again, I mentioned this in the plate carrier video. I'm going to keep mentioning it. It is the most important thing for any kind of gear. If you're going to have it, if you're going to use it, don't just buy your plate carrier or your chest rig, set it up the way you want, shove it in a closet, and never look at it again. Because if you're buying it for that really long, unforeseen day when zombies are rising from the grave and Russians are falling from the sky, Republicans and Democrats agreeing, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria event, you don't just want to throw it on for the first time when you absolutely need it and realize, oh crap, I don't know where anything is. Is this a mag? No, that's a tourniquet. Oh, I need my rifle mag. Nope, that's my pistol. Why is this so loose? Why is it moving? It's not supposed to move. Oh man, this is so heavy. Why didn't I work out in this? You have to train with your gear and train the way you fight. I know it's cliche, it's tired, but there's a reason for that. Cliches are cliches for a reason, folks. They become cheesy, they become cliche because they are said so often because they are true. If I tell people, you need to train with your firearm. When I tell people, if you're going to carry this firearm every day, don't just buy it, stick it in a holster, and call it good. Because if you have to pull this thing out and actually use it to defend life and liberty, you have to be good with it. You have to be able to hit what you're shooting at. If you're rocking gear, you have to know where stuff is. If I go to grab this rifle mag, because I've opened this 511 pouch up, oh no, I gotta reload. Oh no! Yeah, I've been dead for about 10 seconds. It's really important to work with your gear, to train with your gear, to know your gear. As you can see, I've been manipulating this basically without even looking at it because I know where everything is. I have set this up to where I can grab and go at a moment's notice. As I say that, I have to look down to re-velcro it. Point is, folks, chest rig, plate carrier, battle belt, combat vest, none of them are useful unless you train with them. And I'm not even saying you have to go out, come to somebody like me or Cogworks, what's the one, Asymmetric Solutions. You don't really have to, Tactical Response, you don't have to go to one of these big fancy schools to train. Although if you can afford it, definitely go for it. You will not be disappointed. It will serve you well. At the very least, put this on and LARP around the house. I mean, LARP around outside. Find your buddies to go airsofting or paintballing with. Just play hide and seek in the woods. Something where you throw your kit on, you work with it, you get familiar with it, you get comfortable with it, get to the point where you can grab it wherever you need to go, or wherever it needs to go, grab whatever you need at a moment's notice without even thinking about it. Because when the day comes that you actually need this, if the day comes that you throw this on and you grab your trusty boomstick and you have to go out and do what you need to do to protect those and those you love and the places you love, it's no good if you're not good with it. So folks, signing off now. Stay light, stay fast, and stay frosty, my friends.